Elvitorio. I dress up in my Spider-Man costume and I get the kids all strung up in my web.
And that's the perfect way to introduce us. What's up, everybody? This is Brian with the MPG Contest. Number 16.
No.
Oh, that was stupendous. That's definitely going again. I'm your moderator.
No editing.
I'm your moderator, Brian. With me is the voice of the North, Stephen Fortune.
Word.
And with us again by popular demand. And when I say popular demand, I mean me, Matt Jackson.
Buenos dias.
Okay, a little racist, but whatever.
¿Por qué? Don't cross that line just yet,
Yeah,
but
sure.
we'll get there.
In case you didn't know, MPG Podcast, we talk about stuff, movies, games, television, comics, anime, all that good stuff that you care about. None of that sad, depressing, primary stuff and, wars.
Like life?
Yeah, life. Who needs it?
Ew, what the hell?
Do you say lice or life?
Life.
Oh, okay. Well,
Lice, too.
Yeah.
Why do we don't talk about lice. That's a real problem in America,
Yeah, tell me about it.
In Canada.
Oh, Canada, eh?
My house specifically.
Really?
I mean, no.
Oh. What?
No.
It's okay. My daughter came home. Had to come home with it yesterday. So that was a.
Oh,
She
really?
came home with lice?
Yeah.
What? She brought him home?
Well, I mean,
Was it a gift?
she didn't.
Like, did she,
She didn't invite them
hey,
over. Like, hey, Lice, why don't you come hang out
Can I
with me?
have this louse? Like, can I just people like can bring a little puppy? Oh, can we keep it? It's like, can you keep this louse? Can we keep it?
His name's not Louse, it's Lice.
Louse. That's what we call one. Louse.
Mm.
Not louse like the country.
Ladies and gentlemen,
That's not- we're not crossing it.
You can find us on the New Game Network at www.nugame.net. So, like we always start off, and I'm going to go with Matt because it's going to be the shortest answer in the world. What'd you do through the course of the week? That's great. So anyway, no, seriously.
No, seriously, just still same old playing Fallout, reading up on some of the games that I am desperately waiting beta breath for to come out, and still watching One Piece. Oh, and Shark Tank. Started watching Shark Tank finally.
Oh, yeah?
Only 7 years behind. That's a lot of
What
fun.
is it? Okay.
Shark Tank.
Shark Tank. You know what that is?
Yeah. I haven't seen any tanks or sharks.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed by
kind of
that.
disappointed.
No, Shark Tanks is basically like these four investors that you secretly can't stand, even though you pretend you like them. And these people come up and present their inventions or ideas or whatever, and then they make offers to these people for
Oh, we have that here. That's called Dragon's Den here.
Okay, I like that much better.
Oh.
That just sounds cool.
Are there dragons or dens in that one? Because already you'd
No.
be winning.
No, it's like Naked Lunch. It's like
False
I can find
advertising.
two things wrong with this title, this picture.
Damn naked
Dang
lunch.
it, there's no lunch and there's no nakedness. Okay. What about you, Steven?
Well, I've been busy.
Okay.
Ever since I started writing for the New Game Network, I've been playing more games than usual. Recently, I played and finished and reviewed Severed for PS Vita.
Okay. And what do we think?
What do we think? It was really good.
Okay.
They took the game in a direction that not very many games have actually gone recently, as the first person dungeon crawler.
Right.
Kind of reminded me a lot of like the indoor sequences in Friday the 13th on Nintendo.
Oh my god. Okay.
And I know those were like behind the shoulder sort of thing, but it's just like it reminded a lot of that, and a lot of those old games that did that. The only problem I really had with it was that like the music was kind of blah.
Okay.
And it was kind of disorienting moving from room to room because you step forward and your surroundings fade and then they fade back into the next room.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of disorienting at first that way, but all in all, I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
And I've been playing a lot. Like I finally finished Risk of Rain. I had it on PC for the last year.
Cool.
And I got it on Vita and PS4, and I finally finished it. Now I'm just looping through all the levels again and again and again, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Now I just have this weapon that's just so overpowered. I'm just holding down the attack button, and it's just firing off all these rockets that are just like destroying everything. So I'm just dragging that on. I've had a game going on now for I think, let me check, timer here. This active version I'm playing 159 minutes, and I'm just fighting the last boss now. Finally,
Okay.
again for the first time.
Cool.
And I'm playing as well, which will be reviewed as well. Mega Tag Mention, Neptunia and Blonde versus Zombies.
And what's there not to love about that? With that title.
This game is the weirdest thing. And I was like, I'm seeing all these things come through that I saw when I was streaming Mega Dimension V2 with you.
Uh-huh.
It was V2, right?
Yeah, that's right.
V11, whatever. Whatever the hell they call it.
Like, V2 is what they called it. Yeah, you're right.
V2, yeah. And it's just the game series itself is just weird. I'm doing my research on it, and it's different. It knows it's a game. It's like it knows what it's doing.
Well, have you caught on that each world represents a game system?
Yes,
okay.
Yeah, I did actually catch that, and I think the Noir represents PlayStation.
Sounds right. Yeah.
I think so. And I just met her in this game, and yeah, I'll have more updated feelings on that as I progress through it. I'm only like 2 hours into it right now.
Feelings.
Nothing more than
feelings. Okay. Moving on.
That's pretty much it.
That's
it. Yeah.
All right.
Well, Brian, I don't want you to toot your own horn. Brian, what have you been up to lately?
You just stole my thunder. Thanks a lot. You threw off my groove. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there was this other thing that. No, I'm kidding.
It's actually been pretty decent week for me as far as games. I got into the Mirror's Edge closed beta, which Matt has witnessed me playing.
So jealous.
Matt being a fan of the original, as I was as well. Oh, speaking of which, Matt, remember that yellow bag we were talking about that you love so much?
That I want another one of so badly, yes.
Well, I couldn't find one, but the better news is that they actually have those exact bags in the game as collectibles.
Really?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was pretty. What was even better about this is I got you hyped up thinking that I found one. I really didn't.
Yeah, you did. You're a monster. You're an absolute monster. Thank you.
So anyway, I'm actually digging that a lot. I did a video in First Impressions, which you can find on the New Game Network, and my concern is it's pretty open world for the most part, and my concern is it's going to do this Assassin's Creed Unity-like thing where there's so much crap on the map that you're not going to get anything done. Now, some people are cool with that. I'm not one of those people. Like, I just want to play my game. I want to go through the story and then worry about it. But I'm also one of those people that if I see something on the map, like right next to me, that I can do real quick, I'm going to probably do it. So it's one of those, I don't know, kind of a conundrum for me. I mean, that's my problem, though. That's not going to be for everybody else. But overall, I like it. I'll probably end up getting it for like day 1 or day 2. So there's that. I just put up a written review and a video review of Alienation for the PS4. For those who don't want to go read it, you can still watch the video, at least see the gameplay. I gave it a 9.1 out of 10.
But damn.
I haven't had fun with a game like this probably since Destiny, if I'm being honest. Especially.
So you can dance in this game?
No, you can't do that, unfortunately. I know, but you can talk to people. Not like like I can talk to people online, of course, but like you can hit like something on the D-pad like "help me" or "good job" or "nice" or something like that. But that's really about it. It's just fun. It's addictive. I'll probably end up going back and playing it over again once I'm through all the story campaign, which I'm pretty much there. But I've gone back and played it on harder difficulty to level grind. So there's leveling up involved and upgrading weapons and modifying them and things like that. It's just fun. Drop in, drop out co-op. There's no local online play, which is one of the things I tagged it on. But apparently that's coming. These are the same people who made Resogun and Dead Nation. So if you played, if you played Dead Nation, then this is going to be very familiar to you. And if you like the way that played, then this one probably is going to play close to the same, if not better, than Dead Nation did. So that's one of my faves this year so far for the PS4 at least. So that's it. on to other things. What do we want to do? News or releases?
Matt, you decide.
I decided last time. Steven, you decide.
All right, fine. News.
News. I don't know.
Around the world.
Around the world, but not really. Okay, so, news-wise, as we patiently await the October 11th release of Gears of War 4, it has come to light that a special edition of the game will give players access to the game 4 days before the game's retail release. According to a listing on the Xbox Store, pre-ordering the Ultimate Edition of Gears of War 4 will give you access to the game on October 7th. The listing details the following. Early access to Gears of War 4 Ultimate Edition will be available, blah, blah, blah. It will be about 70 to 80 gigabyte of hard drive space that it will take up. The $99 bundle includes a number of items. In addition, Gears of War 4, the digital pass, the Gears of War Season Pass, Gears of War 4 Vintage multiplayer map, Vintage Dell multiplayer map, whatever the hell that means. Pre-order bonus character pack for the Gears of War Ultimate Edition, and that's pretty much it. So basically, for essentially $40 more, you get to play it 4 days early, so $10 a day.
Are you planning on getting that game?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
This is unfortunate. Gears of War is the only game that I've ever thrown a controller across the room
Okay.
because of.
All right. Why?
There's something about the multiplayer of that game that just makes me more angry than anything else. And I know I'm part of it because there's something wonderful and also just absolutely heart-wrenching about being destroyed with a chainsaw.
Yeah. But other than that, though, like the campaign, you're fine with.
Oh, I love the campaign.
Okay.
I love the mindlessness of big monster, kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next. Nintendo has submitted a patent for a new controller. It calls the Training Implement Training System and Input Device, spotted and documented by NeoGAF user Rosty. The controller resembles a horseshoe-shaped regular game controller, oddly not dissimilar to the Xbox 360's wireless speed wheel. Remember that thing that came out? But it includes an accelerometer, a gyrometer, temperature sensor, and load sensor. So,
Whoa.
whatever that means for the next Nintendo system, I would imagine. Next, this year's installment in the Call of Duty series seems to be called Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. The title could briefly be found on an empty entry on the US PS4 store on US PS Store on PS4 at the top of the trending section, but has since been removed. On top of that, and I didn't write this down, I just remember it, there's like one of those reserve cards you find like at Best Buy or Target or something like that, and it's set, and apparently there is a HD version of the original Modern Warfare that comes with it.
You said duty. I just want to point that
Yeah,
out.
there we go. Duty. We pride ourselves on professionalism here at the New Game Network, everybody.
Penis.
Yeah. JJ. Games with Gold May announced. So your games for the Xbox One, Xbox 360 are as follows: Defense Grid 2 from May 1st to the 31st on Xbox One. Costume Quest 2 from May 16th to June 15th on Xbox One. Grid 2 from the 1st to 15th for the Xbox 360, and Peggle for the 16th and the 31st of May for the 360. Those are your Microsoft games with gold for May. The PlayStation Plus May games are as follows: Tropico 5 for the PS4.
Ooh.
Tabletop Racing World Tour. That's up our alley, Matt.
Yep.
Ooh.
Shut up, Steven. Bionic Commando Rearmed PS3. I'm sorry.
Don't have a PS3.
Bionic Commando Rearmed 2 PS3. I don't care. This is news. This isn't all about you.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is.
I'll shut up.
But oh well.
It's rearmed, by the way, because he actually gets a new arm.
Yeah, got it.
So fans of puns would might enjoy
Exactly.
that
And we're kicking you out of the conversation. No,
one. Oh, goodbye.
this one's kind of dear to my heart on PlayStation 3. Loco Roco Coco Retro.
I love Loco Roco.
We're getting some Loco Roco. Nice. For free.
Yep. Switch Galaxy Ultra, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation 4. And then finally, God of War Goes to Sparta for the Vita.
Yeah.
which was originally a PSP game. So do not count on there being trophies for this, but I'm not 100% sure. So this next piece of news is for both of you guys. Bethesda is planning to support mods in Fallout 4 on consoles. That'll happen sometime in May for the Xbox One and then in June for the PlayStation 4, the studio has announced.
So if you wanted your Wastelander carrying a lightsaber, that will soon be available to you.
Exactly.
But they'll disable trophies and achievements if you do.
Yep.
That's the unfortunate part.
Well, if you already have all your trophies, it doesn't really matter.
That's true.
Or achievements. Who gives a shit?
I would just start a new character, like a non-trophy character, or like use a non-trophy profile. I mean,
Right.
That's what I mean.
What would you name this ungodly character?
A Jedi
Huh?
in Fallout.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm more of a Sith man myself. I would go for Darth Pika Ryuk. No,
Pika.
Pika.
inside joke, folks. I'm sorry. I don't know. Like Darth. I don't fucking know. Darth. I don't fucking know.
And no, that's
Darth Splooge.
It's Darth Splooge.
Darth Splooge.
Darth Splooge.
You don't know the power of the. Moving on.
There's a great disturbance in the force in my pants.
Okay, since we talked about anime last week, this kind of seems perfect. In development for years and years, 20th Century Fox is finally moving forward with plans for Alita Battle Angel. As reported last fall, James Cameron and John Landau will produce the manga adaptation under their Lightstorm Entertainment banner, with Robert Rodriguez, Sin City from Dusk Till Dawn, set to direct. Now, the Hollywood Reporter brings word that 3 names have emerged to potentially play the Alita Battle Angel lead. Those names are Micaiah Monroe from It Follows, Independence Day Resurgence. We were just talking about how she hasn't been in anything. Well, there you go. Rosa Salazar.
Look at that. Oh, she's going to be in 2 shit now.
Yeah. Rosa Salazar from the Maze Runner Scorched Trials and Man-Seeking Woman. And Zendaya. This chick, like, she already got casted in Spider-Man Homecoming, so I don't know what else she has done, but she's making the rounds. Let me see here.
Of all the IPs, they picked Battle Angel.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. It's a little strange to pick that
That
one.
was, I mean, if I remember correctly, that one, I mean, the manga anyway, I know they did something animated with it, but it was highly regarded for a long time.
Yeah, but so have been like Bebop and Trigun.
Well, yeah.
Maybe not Will's Rain, but
Well, see, this goes...
you know, the
Go ahead, sorry.
just like I mean, they even like Naruto.
But this goes back to what
For
I was
example.
saying last week as far as Hollywood. The only reason that this is getting any kind of light of day is because James Cameron's behind it.
That's true, and he's like, well, I could do something with this.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, boom, there it is.
Yep, exactly. So
Correcto.
if we could get him interested in Trigun or Cowboy Bebop, then the peasants would rejoice. But as of right now, it's not happening. Next bit of news, probably one of the biggest ones: Nintendo NX launching in March 2017 globally, but it will not be shown at E3 this year, which also means that The Legend of Zelda, originally slated for the Wii U, will not be out this year either.
But maybe they'll show us
Right.
Legend of Zelda on the Wii U.
They might.
We get an idea.
They might. Yep.
Honestly, I'm getting kind of hyped for it. I may actually do this one and skip the Wii U entirely.
Well, at this point, you might as well.
I'm right there with you actually on this.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. You disagree or you do agree?
No, I am agreeing with
Okay.
him. This, I mean, I've been on the fence for a long time, obviously, to get a Wii U, mostly for Mario Maker. But
I guarantee you that's going to be ported over. I guarantee you.
that's exactly what I'm thinking. If everything's going to be ported over, why even bother?
Because
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if like we were talking about this a few weeks ago, Steven, you go on to the Metacritic website or any coming soon on games, the Wii U and even the 3DS too, there's hardly anything coming out.
Yeah, it's very bleak.
Yeah. And like all these games like Star Fox and your Mario Maker and this Paper Mario game that's coming out, that's all going to be ported. I guarantee it. 100%. Like that would be dumb
Right.
to put out a game for a dying system.
Right.
Now, would it
You know.
be ported or back compatible?
Well, see, I don't know. That's the big
Because
question.
like they ported Twilight Princess back from Wii U and GameCube, but Twilight Princess worked. I mean, you could use your GameCube game in it anyways.
Right.
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 So it didn't really necessarily even need its own.
I would be surprised if they went with like backwards compatibility with a physical copy. I would be very surprised, but you never know.
No, I would like to make a prediction on this real quick.
Okay. Well, save your game predictions, Matt. No, go ahead.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying this is because I'm going to completely forget.
Okay.
But I have a strong feeling one of the biggest points that they're going to make, and I know they do this with the Wii U and Wii, but buying a lot more licensing from different companies for emulating, or for being able to play your old Sega games and whatnot, but being able to do that with I don't know the word I'm looking for, like bundles or something. But they're gonna buy out more. What is the name I'm looking for? Buying things like company property,
IPs.
Buying more property for that. Thank you, IPs. God damn. But yeah, buying more of that. Because I don't predict that they're gonna do anything major with graphics on this. They don't seem to give two squats about that.
Well, if the rumors are true, this system is more powerful than the PlayStation 4. So you could take that with a grain of salt. I would hope it would be, since it's comes out after the PS4, but who knows? And who knows if they're even going to take advantage of it. So, finally, this last piece of news before we get on to the releases for next week. Nintendo has also gotten serious about expanding their business into the mobile market, with the announcement of two of their more solid franchises coming to iOS. Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem are getting installments on the Apple's iOS. And that is the news. Next. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I'm surprised I've actually seen a lot of backlash about the Animal Crossing thing. I don't really understand why I never got into the Animal Crossing game, but I'm seeing a lot of people that are actually upset with it.
Of course.
Being on
why
mobile.
Would they not be? It's the internet.
But, yeah, I really don't understand that. From what I understand, Animal Crossing takes over your life.
It can.
So maybe they're actually upset at what they know their future selves will be.
Yeah, they're on their iPads. I'm buying stuff from Tom Nook.
For real.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Releases. First up, my game of, next week. And the one I'll probably be buying, Battleborn for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. Battleborn is a next-gen hero shooter brought to you by the creators of the award-winning and best-selling Borderlands franchise. In Battleborn's distant future, the only hope for the last star in a dying universe is a new breed of warriors who must put aside their differences to drive back an unstoppable menace. Choose from a myriad of powerful heroes and fight together alongside your friends in an intense cooperative campaign, or battle against them in fast-paced competitive multiplayer matches. Steve and I, we played the open beta. We liked it overall.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I like Gearbox in general, but what I like even more is local and online co-op together when it comes out. So there's that. Next, which I don't even know why anybody even bothers. Shadow Complex Remastered, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC. Shadow Complex Remastered features all the great gameplay from the award-winning classic, updated with exciting new enhancements and achievements to support its debut on PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Shadow Complex was actually a really good game, but I'm surprised that we're getting a remaster so many years later for it, which either tells me that it's just another cash grab, or there's a Shadow Complex, another one coming out that will be announced. So there's that. Next, Never Ending Nightmares for the PlayStation 4. This previously came out on the PC, I'm pretty sure. A terrifying psychological horror game inspired by the developer's battle with mental illness. Explore nightmares and branching narrative. That's all it's got.
Why has that become a thing lately?
What?
The psyche thing. I see so many games coming out with like this internal psyche struggle theme.
Well, because they can now. And have it make more sense. Like, I don't know. Like, there was a game, and I did a review for, called Among the Sleep. It came out on the PlayStation 4 recently, but it originally came out on PC about a year or two ago. and it was about what it ultimately is you're playing as a toddler in the game.
Right, I remember that one. Yes,
with a stuffed teddy bear, but you're going through these kind of nightmarish areas trying to avoid this creature. And it's kind of puzzle oriented, very like Tim Burton meets Lewis Carroll, and you have to find your way back home. But the arc of it is when you get to the end, and this is a spoiler alert for anybody who cares. What it ends up actually being is this world never really existed. You were going to places in your mind that you ultimately thought would help you escape reality as a toddler, but what it actually ends up being is you're hiding from your abusive alcoholic mother.
Right.
So, but that worked for me. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is one of those things like Gone Home, where it does leave it can leave an impact, and it does matter, and it's good storytelling. Before, you couldn't get away with that. Nowadays, you can, and that's probably why it's gotten so prevalent. To get back to your question, is that people care about these type of stories a lot more now. And plus too, we're older. We get it more. Like if you showed me something like that when I was like 16 or whatever, I'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. But I wouldn't.
Right.
I wouldn't get into it like I do now. And I think they're taking advantage of that too. Like these gamers, they're older now, they're 30s or whatever, and they can understand and appreciate things like this. So.
Right.
So there's that one. I haven't played Neverending Nightmare yet. It looks interesting. Next, Push Me, Pull You for the PS4. Push Me, Pull You is a 4-player video game about friendship and wrestling. Joint at the waist, you and your partner share a single worm-like body and must wrestle the other sports monster for control of the ball. It's a bit like a big hug, or playing soccer with your small intestines. With every action affecting you and your partner and mandatory shouting, Pull Me, Pull You combines the best parts of 2 versus 2 local multiplayer with the worst parts of your last breakup. I want to meet the guy who wrote that. That was pretty good.
This game looks like freaking Human Centipede.
Yeah, that's what I thought too when I first saw it. Touch selections for the Wii U. I'm assuming it's just a set of mini games for like the touchscreen or something like that. I don't have any details about it. And then finally, it's a slower week overall. Ray Gigant for the Vita. This adventure is set in the not-too-distant future. Earth's major cities have been ravaged by giant, terrifying creatures known as Gigants. Across the globe, military forces from every nation attempted to counter the attacks, but, to their horror, failed miserably. In a twist of fate, it was reported that a boy named somebody, I don't even want to pronounce his name right now, defeated a Gigant. The boy defeated the Gigants using a mysterious power called the Yorigami. This victory was short-lived, however. He lost control of his power and tragically destroyed the city he tried so hard to protect. After this fateful experience, he fell unconscious. He was then detained and sent to a safe location where his fate would soon unfold. What the fuck does that even mean? Basically, this looks like a Shin Megami Tensei game for the Vita. If you look like at the art style or whatever. So, it might be good. The description's crap overall. So it's going to be hard to say. So that's it for the releases, and on to topics. So before we get into anything, the major topic, do we want to say anything or bring up anything else?
I personally would like to know the suicide rate of a Vita developer, game developer.
Why?
Just like, yeah, I'm working on a Vita game. Sold 3 copies.
I see. I just don't think that's true. Because, quite frankly, if they only sold 3 copies, nobody would make Vita games.
I don't honestly mean that, but it's one of those things that I think the Vita could do. The Vita has the potential, just not the amount.
The thing about
of units out there.
Right, and the thing about the Vita is it's a very niche console now, in that
right.
you basically have to love like Japanese role playing games,
Right.
or love it for the fact because you can do the cross buy.
And role play or remote play.
Yeah, remote play.
Yeah, that too.
Brian.
Whatever the fuck that means. No, no, it's fine. But yeah, things like that though, essentially, and you know, it's not everybody's thing, and shame on you, but
I mean it tongue in cheek, but it's just I don't know.
No,
it makes me sad to see that such a awesome device is going unutilized
as is
as much as it could be.
Yeah, as is life.
True.
Okay. Now, anything you want to bring up, Steven?
Purple Monkey dishwasher.
Purple Monkey dishwasher. Please go on.
They're selling them now on eBay.
That is all.
What the hell is that?
That's a Simpsons thing. Jesus.
I don't watch the
Do you
Simpsons
even
anymore.
90s, bro?
Watch this.
Do you even 90s?
Yes, but not with that.
So I just want to point. I just want to add in that my Vita gets way more play than my DS, and I've bought and sold quite a few DSs and 3DSs in my day. I keep on selling it and going, oh no, I wanted to play that, so I'll buy another one, and then I upgraded to the 3DS, and then I sold that, and then I bought a new 3DS, and I don't touch it anymore.
Okay.
Vita is king
Love the Vita.
to me. It does what I want.
That's a good tagline. It does what I want.
That's
want.
so speaking of do 90s, that would have been like the Vita 90s commercial.
It does, and you'd have like the commercial would be in black and white, and you'd have like a guy like basically dressed like the white guy from White Men Can't Jump.
Oh,
can't remember
Woody
who it was.
Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson? Yeah, okay, yeah, dressed like him when like with the fucking like with the multicolored shorts and the turquoise tank top and the backwards hat.
Nice.
And you're like, yeah, I like the Vita because it does what I want. And then the DS is sitting there in the corner. He's like, you know, I don't know, some punk ass kid. I don't know. I can go on with this. I can write commercials. I still haven't done that, by the way. I should probably do that.
Vita
By the time you
does.
edit. Vita
But Nintendo don't.
Well, what was there was
does.
God, it was God, I remember back when the Genesis and the Super Nintendo came out. I remember those commercials just being like, "Hey kids, do you have a Genesis? You do? Then your parents must not love you. Here's a Super Nintendo." It's like, oh my god, or not like that.
Do you remember
Right?
that one? Maybe they only played this one in Canada. I don't know. But it was like, it's like, for those of you who've purchased something other than a Sega Genesis, our sincere condolences. And they lead this guy down into like this
That's right.
crypt, and like they've got this like slab, and the obvious silhouettes are the obvious like outlines of a Super Nintendo, and Game Boy under a sheet. And they pull the sheet away, and this guy just like almost throws up. He's like, "Yeah, that's it, all right." And it's like,
God.
fuck that commercial.
Oh, good
They used to
time.
play it every fucking commercial break on our version of MTV called Much Music.
Which I'm sure plays Road Rules nonstop now.
Oh god.
Yes,
No,
just
and
like
I'm
the
sorry.
real MTV.
I'm sorry to get off of the side note, but speaking of that, I think it's really interesting that growing up during that time, commercials didn't really do so much for me. Maybe it's different for you guys, but commercials didn't do so much for me. What mattered to me was, that my friend Kevin had a Sega.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, well, you have a Sega. There's no point in me getting a Sega. I might as well get the Nintendo so we can have
Yep.
everything. Collect
Well,
it's
and-
all about that's how my brother and I operate. Well, at least that's how we did operate. It's like if
Right.
you have that and I have this, then we get the best of both.
But nowadays, if you don't have the same system, you guys can't even communicate.
Yeah.
It's like you're in two different worlds.
I wound up buying an Xbox because he did too. Well, actually, no, I didn't buy it. It was given to me. That's another story.
I just bought a Sega because my parents were getting divorced and I wanted to get with my dad. So, so I ended up getting a Sega Genesis, which he would never normally do because he has a stupid rule like I don't spend over a certain amount over it on anybody. So the fact that I got that was amazing. But no,
I think I got a Nintendo 64 because I ended up developing neck problems from playing it at Walmart. And you have to look at that screen
Yep.
that was like 10 feet in the freaking air. I think I got all 120 stars on Mario 64, though, at Walmart.
God.
And nobody came and reset the thing on you?
Yeah, I got.
Oh, they did. That was the worst part about that. They had that little hidden reset button.
Yeah.
Fuckers.
I got a Virtual
Made
Boy
you wanna
because
cry.
my back gave out trying to bend over using the thing at Blockbuster. So
Shut up! You did not get a
I
Virtual
did.
Boy, did you really?
No, I didn't.
Oh my!
But I did. I
God.
did play the crap out of the demo, like the tennis one. That was all the games were red. And
Yeah,
it was
I
just,
rented one
yeah.
from
I was just
Blockbuster way back
oh my
when.
god! Like, what is this piece of trash? I gotta try it. Okay. Well, that was a nice little trip down memory lane. Now on to the main topic.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Conversational podcast is what we do. So Matt, we started getting into a discussion about something, so we kind of put a pin on it. So I'm going to let you tell us what it is.
Well, this whole conversation started because we were talking about the way movies are kind of going, or the way they might fearfully be going. There's some word about Wolverine coming out with a R-rated film, and it seemed like there's no original plan for that. But because Deadpool has grossed so many quadrillions of dollars, oh well, we have to do that now too because that's the secret, that's the key. There's blood in that. And then we kind of segued to the whole rating system in general. But my original argument was, and Stephen, I would love to hear your opinion. Does a rating at all affect you, and do you think it really affects many others? Because Brian and I are kind of at an impasse on that. I'll let it go from there.
On a personal level, ratings do not impact me whatsoever as an individual. The only thing that a rating would ever impact, as far as I give a shit, would be, at least so I would know what to expect. And to that point, it doesn't necessarily need a rating, just a disclaimer. Because, I mean, if I go into something like Deadpool or Wolverine, I'm going to suspect that there's probably going to be some shit going down. But if I were to say, take my kid to a movie called Inside Out and it's all anime, oh, you know what? Hang on. Actually, that one, Sausage Fest.
Oh, that movie coming out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sausage Fest.
So
Yep.
that, if I didn't watch a trailer and I didn't know what to expect, I'd say, that looks like an adorable movie. I should maybe take my daughter to see that. Nope. So, I mean, you should know what you're going into. Maybe to that end, if you watch a trailer and you can see from that trailer that there's going to be some shit, then you can kind of just figure it from there.
But do you not feel like today we are in such an age where the idea that you couldn't just aptly see a trailer right in front of you, like on your cell phone or standing in line at a movies or watching a previous movie or word of mouth. Have you ever been compelled to go see a movie that you knew nothing about? Has there ever been a time in your life where you've gone to see a movie that you've not even watched a trailer on? That you haven't heard from friends on? That you went in blindly based on name alone?
Not really.
Because Sausage Fest kind of makes it very aptly known. This is not a children's movie.
With a name like Sausage Fest, it kind of gives it away pretty much right away.
And
That, like, something's up.
There might be some people that claim to be innocent and not have known what that is, and that's fine. I'm sure they exist. They're not listening to this program, but
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
Let's
Mom.
be safe here, Brian. Nobody's listening to the program. I'm kidding.
Oh,
Well, according to last week's numbers, that's not true.
Oh, yo, yeah.
but dang! But it's insane to me to think that somebody's going to go into a movie blind and they'd be upset about it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, you
And
need
it's
to know what you're getting into.
and it's insane to me this too, because like let's say you have your 13-year-old or let's say your 10-year-old, they have Facebook. You can't censor everything that they have on Facebook, What if
true.
Uncle Billy gets drunk and he posts, Marines being killed overseas? And,
Or even random YouTube browsing as kids do.
right, just trying YouTube browsing, and it's to me asinine to have all this this rating system the way it is right now.
Yeah,
I think it's almost useless.
but
Go
ahead. Sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But you're looking at one aspect of it, and you're talking about you started this off with one aspect of it, the blood and the violence. Now, let's all be realistic for a second, and let's agree that at least the American rating system is full of shit. And,
Yes, completely.
And the reason for that is the hypocrisy behind it and our obsession with, not obsession, but our like our no-no area in our brain that says, ooh, nudity, that must be rated R. It's completely backwards. It's hypocritical bullshit. It's, let me guess, I can watch Deadpool blow out 4 guys' brains in a row with one bullet, but yet if there's a tit on stage on the screen, then it's like, oh, wait a minute, hold on now. Sorry.
You know, and I wonder that too, if that strip club scene was out of it. Is that because watching that movie, I feel like that was the only thing that made it R-rated.
That,
Yeah.
They walked through a strip club.
and that and the F-bomb, the consistent F-bombs. That's
And that there was a sex scene, the very minor sex scene.
Well, I mean, you have that one actress, you know, strapping on a dildo, shoving it up Ryan Reynolds' ass. So
I don't think they actually saw it, though, did we?
they didn't show it, but it was implied.
It was implied, and that's a big thing, is the implication, because there are PG-13 movies where they use the F word and it's accepted. Look at even the family-friendly The Martian. They said fuck twice in there.
Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Well, I thought the rule of thumb was that for PG-13, you could get away with one F-bomb, and then that's it.
See, there's the key.
Yep.
There's the key right there.
Yep.
Rules.
Yep.
Because I brought this up, I thought I would be diligent and maybe do a little research.
But you're not. No, Skip, go ahead.
I can't find crap. Oh, sorry. We are pandering to an adult audience. I can't find shit on any rules on this. There used to be this obligatory rule, and I use quotation marks since you don't have video on, this obligatory rule of 2 F bombs, and that gets you an R rating. But there are plenty of movies out there with, God, I wish I could remember which one it is. It's some army film movie, but they use it 42 times and twice in a sexual content, and it's still PG-13.
But how old is the movie?
There is no... Sorry.
How old is the movie?
It actually wasn't that old. It's 2000s. I just need to find it again.
But, okay, hold on for a second. Are you talking about Meet the Parents?
No, not Meet the Parents. It was an army. It was a not an army, but
which by the way, I cannot believe they got away with calling it Meet the Fuckers. I cannot believe that. Are you kidding? That's like,
look at South Park. Bigger, longer, and uncut.
That's like, you know, making a movie about a giant chicken stomping down New York and calling it Giant Cock. I don't get it. Anyway, move on. We're going on. I just want to get that out there.
You know, speaking of, I was thinking about South Park's Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, but they made a good point. Mm-hmm. What was it they said? Something like horrific violence is okay as long as people don't say naughty words.
Yep.
But it's that was 15 years ago. Nowadays, it's as long as there's not any nudity. Mm-hmm. Imagine going to a movie now. Imagine, just picture yourself going to even an R-rated film, and you're sitting there and you're watching, and all of a sudden you saw a giant cock. Right on
Sounds
screen.
like a Tuesday.
You would be.
Go ahead.
But you would be shocked. Your nerves would actually just take a beating, because it's something that you can't see. You've never, not never, but you don't see on the big screen.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you know, in Canada, I'm sure you guys have special rules, but
every day in the shower. But it's not.
But it blows my mind how nudity is this thing that is so taboo still. Yeah. I mean, I didn't understand it in the 90s, but it was almost more understandable for nudity to be taboo in the 90s than it is now. It's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I agree with you. There's a lot of bullshit around just the human body itself. Specifically those parts of the human body.
Right.
Like, it's natural people shit, man. Like, holy fuck, get over it.
And then, like, if you go overseas, like the UK or France, their rated R movies are the exact opposite, where people getting shot up or extremely violent. Whereas nudity isn't, like, you probably get away with their equivalent of, like, a PG-13 there.
So, correct, yeah, and to be that asshole, when I was in England... Anyway, when I was there, I was told to... I was told to pick up a newspaper and to check out page 3. cool for England. They have these things called page 3 girls. They're just right in the daily newspaper. You can pick up on your breakfast table.
We have those too.
You do.
Just not to the degree I know you're headed in.
Oh well, they're just nude. You know.
Yeah, we don't have those. Ours are in like bathing suits and shit. And just like foxy outfits.
And you don't hear of like some sort of crazed sexual debauchery coming from England,
right?
Because they show nudity.
They're the most refined people I know.
Well,
some of them
pretty refined.
I mean, they do have Benedict Cumberbatch.
They do. But we're about to have him as Doctor Strange, so...
Screw you, England.
Screw you, England. No. He's now ours.
Except for that news.
Same thing if you pick up like a...
Good.
If you pick up a Maxim magazine, and do you have those there?
I did, and I still have it somewhere in my many shelves.
Sticking
together. Somebody brought me a UK one. Like, it's just fucking, like, it's the absolute reverse. Like, they fucking just go wild in it. Like, nothing is out of bounds in the UK magazine.
Right, and I have one that... Oh, go ahead.
Lower half stuff. There's no hoo-ha's.
You're right, there isn't. I didn't think about that. You're right. But on the one I have, they have all these like 14 sexual or sex positions to use in a car that are comfortable and fun. It's like the Karma Sutra, that's what they called it. Karma Sutra. And it blew me away. I was like, this is Maxim. This is kind of what I always thought it was.
Yeah, like when I was younger, that's what I thought Maxim was.
Right. But anyway, this is my big issue. I'm going to go as far as to say I think the rating system should be fucking gone. Because in the way that the world is now, I think all we really need is a simple disclaimer saying, hey, you may have only watched a trailer. So to give you an idea, in this movie, there is nudity, violence, drug use. You know, just like we do have in video games, but minus the giant letter,
right?
Of telling you who should or should not,
right,
consume this media.
I think it's absolutely insane to think that because one person deems breasts to be R-rated, a movie with no cursing in it whatsoever might get an R rating because of breasts.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we don't live in a world full of unicorns and rainbows. And until how should I put it? I hate putting it like this, but until people start dying off, it's probably not going to change anytime soon. If you really want to get into the rating system, there's a fascinating documentary, and I can't remember what it's called, but essentially this guy goes in and finds out how the rating system works.
This film is not yet rated.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Something Dick, because I thought it was funny that his last name was Dick.
Yeah.
Yes, but what is it called? Jesus.
Who's on first?
That would, to me,
for those not getting the joke, it is called "This Film Is Yet Unrated."
Yeah.
Not yet rated.
Not yet rated. And it was for me anyway. It was fascinating just because of what was more fascinating is like towards the end, like when something gets rated R, but they try to contest it to try to get a PG-13 and what goes in with that. And if you go by this documentary, now keep in mind this documentary is a little older, but the group of theater owners come together and then they decide if they want to revert it to a lower rating because they base it off if it's going to sell tickets.
Ah.
So just watch that documentary. It's fascinating. It's really good. But since you brought it up, video game ratings. How useless is that?
No shit. Oh my god. How many times do we have people, sorry, again, for anybody who may not have listened to the previous podcast, Brian and I both worked in the video game industry as in sales. But how many times do we have parents that come in and go, yeah, I want my kid apparently wants this game, so I'm here to give the money for it. Yeah, mommy. Ma'am, I'd just like to let you know this game is rated R or rated mature for, blood, sex, violence, all that stuff. That's fine, whatever. Little Timmy's 5 years old, right? Yeah, he can play whatever. you can pick up prostitutes in this
Run 'em over.
and then kill them to
Yep.
get your money back. That's fine. Little Timmy can have this. Well, rating system 1.
Yep. And then, what's the other thing too? I remember at one point, God of War 2 came out. It's when I first started, or not when I first started, about a year after I started, I became a manager with them.
Godly sex.
Yeah, and then, but my assistant at the time, I'm not going to say his name, but this little boy came in with his older father, I'm assuming his father, and he brought up God of War 2, and my assistant manager goes, okay, this has, violence, sex, language, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And my assistant manager at the time just kind of looks at him and goes, sir, you do realize that this is not intended for him. Oh, no, that's fine. Sir, you can have sex with 2 lesbians in this and get points. Father looks at the boy like, why do you want that? Boy goes, because it's cool. Okay.
Okay, green light.
Oh my God, it all comes down to what we're teaching our kids. And I hate to be that guy, but
that's fine. That's fine. So doesn't that kind of prove the point that the rating system is useless?
I don't think it's useless to people who actually use it.
Well, and I'm not saying anything about the rating. I'm not saying that we should abolish ratings. Mm-hmm. I think there should be disclaimers.
Yeah, but
that's all.
But Matt, we're dumb Americans. We need a single letter to spell out what
You know what? I just realized how futile this entire argument is, because you're right. We have to have something simple. We cannot survive unless it's dumbed down for us.
Yep.
But
hey, Matt,
yeah, you're 100%.
Hey, Matt, you want to get that Grand Theft Auto IV?
That IV? Got that GTIV?
GTIV.
GTIV?
Like, I swear to God, and I'm just going to say this, and I'll get back onto it. Customer came in, and at this point I'm fed up with the whole IV thing. I need to get GTA, that GTA IV, and I said 4. Guy goes, no, I just need 1. Anyway,
wow.
Learn Roman numerals, you dumb ass. Okay, moving on.
But anyway, so yeah, that's the thing. I don't feel we need to put this cookie cutter little system in play. I think we need educated parents who are like, well, I don't mind my child seeing nudity or violence, but when I see a character doing it for fun, that's where I have an issue. Mm-hmm. Something like that. But when it's something that's in my opinion, this is just my opinion, of course, mm-hmm. like if it's a war film, guess what? It's educating children on the real world. Not everybody can be sheltered and not realize everything out there in the world is not unicorns and rainbows. The rest of the world is, can be a barbaric place.
It can be.
When we shelter our children, that's when, these are the reasons why they no longer use red ink to mark an F on a child's paper, because it's hurtful. Why we don't let them, feel like they've ever lost anything.
Well,
we want
that's not
to raise these kids to believe that the rest of the world is wonderful and everybody's supporting of them.
Well,
and then they get into the real world and they get slapped in the face.
Yeah, but we have the internet to do that for us anyway. So, but that's not the whole thing. What you're saying though, it's not going to change because of just being millennials in general. And when I say we, I don't mean me, even though I'm part of it technically. But we, or many people.
Brian's a Generation Xer in disguise. He's like,
I am by 1 year. By 1 year. By 1 year. Shut the fuck up. By 1 year.
Call you a cusper.
No, I just think that this generation, the millennials, for some reason, and I've noticed this, and maybe I'm wrong, they consistently feel like they're owed something. You know what I mean? I
would have agreed with you.
Mm-hmm.
I completely do agree with you for the most part, but I also think that when we look at those things online, I think certain little groups that are really messed up are being highlighted and kind of giving everything else a bad impression. But, I see it on a daily basis where you do have these people that do feel they are owed something.
Yeah. It's like it's same even with even the same thing with video gamers. You know, it's just a sense of entitlement on everything. Everything.
Yeah.
Whether it's, you know, what you want in your video game, whether it's you have your rating system, whether or not the cheese on your quarter pounder is, you know, real or whatever. I don't know. Just anything. And just when did we, in general, whether it comes to our movies or to our video games and how we dictate these things to our children or tell them about it, when did we turn into this group of pussies? Sorry, I hate to put it like that. But that's...
Well, I mean, that's really the only word that can be used.
It's like, oh, wow, I don't get this, I didn't get that. It's not fair. I should be making $15 an hour for flipping burgers. No, you're not owed anything. We're not going to go down that rabbit hole. But overall, especially with your media, nobody owes you a damn thing. They put out a product, it's rated, whether you like it or not, and you choose to take your kid or take yourself to that. And by the way, and I've said this once before, if you're one of those people that pays for a movie, watches it more than halfway through, and walks out demanding your money back, fuck you. Because you are one of the worst human beings on this planet.
I think we covered that too once.
Yeah.
I would like to chime in with, I went to Panera the other day, and I ordered on their little electronic device.
Okay.
I think it's called a computer. And I placed my order on there. That was fantastic.
Oh,
I loved it. I got to make all my decisions right there. All these employees that are up at the register are going to be gone.
Yep.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yep. Which is also why
so cool.
Which is also why I'm saying, kids who work for GameStop or your Panera or grocery stores, you're going to be replaced one day. Sorry. Better find a new trade.
It's coming really soon because these guys, I love it. These guys have to sit there and take orders right across from the computer that's also taking orders, and they're taking it faster. It's so much fun to watch their future, you know, their future job takers to just kind of mock them. They're mocking them right in front of them. I love it.
McDonald's is doing that too now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, are they? I haven't stepped foot of one in a long time, but that's
not here, but over there somewhere. It's in the U.S. They're demoing them, I guess.
Oh yeah, in California. That's right. I saw that. Anyway, so we're getting way off track, but
that's right. It's what we do here.
Yeah, it is. But I think that's why this all kind of stems from that. You know, there was some respect that I had for the rating system as a child until I realized going to see a PG-13 movie at the end, which by the way was Waterworld. I think I was 8. That was the time I had my first date. Anyway, Waterworld, not a great date movie.
Not a great movie at all.
Not well. But I didn't see anything in that made it PG-13 over some of the PG.
It showed a woman's ass, Matt.
Yeah, she dropped that burlap sack down.
Yep.
So frankly, I
She
don't
was
really
like,
remember
boom.
that too much. Yeah, I don't remember that too much.
And Kevin Costner's like, I don't know what the hell to do with that.
I got
And look at
flippers.
some of these movies. Yeah, gills. Yeah, gills.
Whatever.
Oh, he did have flippers. But you have some movies out there like there's an evolution of the rating system, I think, too.
Yep.
Because if you look in the past, can you think of a rated R film that just doesn't make any sense? Because I have one on the top of my mind.
You know
that blows my mind every time I think of it.
Well, if you want to get into that, the movie Midnight Cowboy was originally rated X.
See, that's crazy. I think that beats mine. I was going to say The Breakfast Club. The Breakfast Club was originally rated R.
Yep.
What the fuck, really?
Yeah.
That's like one of the tamest movies ever. That's like TBS worthy.
But see, this is the reason why I say I'm pushing for reform. I'm pushing for reform right now because it does change. It does change with age, and it's at that point now where I think with the access of things online, there's no point of having the rating system we have now.
That's true. You can pretty much find anything with the click of a button. Even on YouTube, you can find anything. You can find violence. You can find borderline porn on YouTube.
God, they've given up on even asking if you're 18 or older, haven't they?
No, they still
No, they still
do that, but
Oh, they still do?
all that is
They make you sign in.
yeah, all that is really is them not being liable for your kid putting in a false date.
Oh, your kid said he was 18.
Yep.
Couldn't help it.
That's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. Because if you really want to watch some porn, you're not going to put in your real age if you're under 18. Sorry. No one's.
I think I
no,
did that
no
once.
one's that.
It
No one's
said,
that
sorry,
courteous.
you're not old enough. And it sent me back to Google or something.
I'm sorry. You're too dumb to do this. No. So I mean, I guess my overall thought of it is there does need to be something, but it doesn't need to be dumbed down anymore. But once again, though, that's not going to change until we stop until America at least stops focusing on the sex and the nudity and just being terrible sexual creatures anyway. So,
Well, and you know what? Let's just be a little test. I did see the view count of the last video, but people that are watching this, comment. What the hell do you think should happen with the rating system? Should it stay the same the way it is right now? It's perfectly dandy and completely unbroken. Do you live in a fantasy world? That's fine.
yeah, see, I do.
Yeah, see?
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah.
But any other ideas too? Any other ideas of what could be done? What should be done? Should it be left? I mean, let's look at where Brian and I have both moved from. In the Carolinas, a movie that would be considered R down there might be considered a PG-13 where we are currently. You know, I don't feel it's the same ethics and values throughout the entire nation either.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, if you put something like Dogma up in the Carolinas in the Bible Belt,
Right, that's going to be rated
that's-
triple, quadruple X.
yeah. So
There's going to be no admittance. Yes, it's playing in the theater, but nobody's allowed in there.
either that or you're going
Not
out.
even the guy that's running the projector.
Yep.
He has to turn it on and run away.
Exactly. Turn it on. Gotta go. I don't want to go to hell.
This is a strange world you people are from.
It is. It
Yes.
was.
It
It
is.
still probably still
Very
is.
much was.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, since we're kind of ran over time, I just kind of want to get this out of the way. The next 4 weeks, we're going to be, and I'm sorry if this is news to you guys, but it's kind of expected given what we do. Over the next 4 weeks, starting next week, we're going to be covering some E3 stuff.
What?
Because it
Huh?
is about a month away, believe it or not.
What happened to E2?
Yeah, exactly.
And E1?
Speaking of which, where was Leonard Part 1 through 5? I don't understand this Leonard Part 6. So essentially, with this, and I'm telling you guys this so that you can start getting ready. What I want, that's been decided, is that we're not going to do anything with Nintendo. Because number one, they're not having a conference, and the only thing that they're going to really show is Legend of Zelda. They flat out said it. Like, you'll see Legend of Zelda, it will be playable on the show floor. But they're not going to say anything about the NX, they're not going to go into any new games, because guess what? They don't have any new games coming out.
It kind of scares me that they're not showing the NX.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what to think about it. People are scared, people are like, okay, whatever. I just think I think Nintendo doesn't want any of their thunder stolen, so if they show it later after E3, when Sony and Microsoft are just kind of bebopping along, then it would be more, maybe have more of an impact, is the best way I could say it.
Yeah, okay, so they want to be the center of attention.
Right.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for them, too, because we've been on this kind of consistent, everybody release a new system at the same time kind of thing.
Well, see, and the problem with another reason too is that what you have to think about is that from at least a Sony perspective, they're going to pimp the shit out of VR. You know, because that's coming.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's coming.
Hell yeah.
That's coming out in October at some point apparently. Not to mention, like, if they have the PlayStation 4.5. Not to mention if the rumor is true that Xbox 360 is going to have an Xbox Slim, or not 360, but Xbox One Slim being revealed. That's another console right there. I think Nintendo's smart in knowing that this could come up or is going to come up. And there's no point of them revealing their system when it competes with something else around in the same space. So I think Nintendo's going to do what they've been doing. They're going to have their little Nintendo Direct. This is it. I don't know. Maybe they'll have their own press conference, like Sony does once a year, besides E3. That they'll actually do it. But anyway, I just don't think it's necessary to talk about that Nintendo, because there's nothing Nintendo that needs to be talked about necessarily. So having said that, 1 week we're going to do Sony, and what I want from each of us is at least 3 predictions. And it could be console related, it could be Sony property related, whatever. If you think they're going to bring back a Sony franchise, if you think there's going to be a sequel to a game, whatever. As long as it has to do with Sony in some respect. Same thing with Microsoft. And then the following 2 weeks,
I'm calling it right now, Parappa the Rapper Part 2.
They already had a Part 2.
Just throwing that out there as a sneak preview.
Yeah, they already had it.
They already had it
too, didn't they?
Yeah.
God damn, it sold
And
so
the spiritual
well.
sequel.
See it.
Yeah.
From Jammer Lamey.
And then the third week, we're going to go over the big 3 publishers, that being Activision, EA, and Ubisoft. And
EA Sports.
it's in the game.
It's in the game.
Also, too, you don't have to bring exactly 3 with that. It can really be whatever, but as long as it's associated with them. Like if you want to mention something like with the Assassin's Creed movie or something like that, as long as it has something to do with Ubisoft or Activision or EA. And then the last week is just a free for all, just like whatever. Your flat out prediction, what you want, what you think will happen. Don't be too stupid with it. Don't be like, yeah, I think Hubert's going to come back and it's going to be a first person shooter or some shit like that. I don't know. But something
That doesn't sound that far off.
I know, but it does. But make it somewhat feasible. And then as we do this, there's going to be a little twist in the game that you're not going to know until the day of. So,
Ooh, I like games.
yes. So be on your toes, my friends.
Wait, will Steve and I be competing for points?
We're all going to be competing for points. I don't know what the outcome will be, just for bragging rights or what, but
Are these like whose line is it anyway points where they don't matter and everybody wins?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
No, we're going to tally up the points, and whoever wins has to send Brian a new Vita memory card.
Yes, because mine is corrupted as hell.
Wait, who? That's not winning.
It is for Brian.
It is for me. So yeah, that's what it is. If you have any concerns, speak now, forever hold your peace.
I like it.
Okay.
I welcome the challenge.
So yeah, start thinking about that. Which one do you want to start with, so our listeners know what we're going to do?
I'm for Sony
Okay.
because that's the system I've converted to.
Okay. Steven, are you going to disagree with that?
No.
Okay.
I shall not disagree.
You're not? Okay.
No.
All right. So next week's going to be Sony. We're going to bring our A game. Like I said, at least 3. It could be more if you want, if you're feeling saucy, if you're feeling nasty. Anything else before we close up shop?
Yeah, one more thing. Brian, what's your best impersonation? I asked you this earlier on.
Jesus Christ.
He
Come on.
actually he went offline right then, so.
I know I want to hear it. Because, Brian, you are a man of many voices.
No, I'm not. I am not. Like, the closest, like, I could do, I know. Okay. You ready for, you've seen Animaniacs, correct?
Of course.
Steven?
Oh. What's that?
It's all on Netflix right now.
I'm
for
kidding.
everybody to
I'm
watch.
kidding.
Oh.
I grew up with that show. Come on.
Okay. This is the impression of Wacko having problems finding a bathroom to piss in.
I've got to potty so bad. Potty, 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 potty. I can't potty in there. That's disgusting.
Sorry.
Wow.
For those that may have not watched Animaniacs, I will let you know right now that is spot freaking on.
Yeah, I approve.
Hey, Spike. Bell peppers and beef.
It's not bell peppers and beef if there's no beef in it.
It is
That's
when,
actually pretty good Spike. That was a pretty good Spike Spiegel.
it is when you're broke, okay?
Well, it isn't.
Bebop! Sorry, I wanted to join, but I didn't know what voices were left. All I could think was Ed.
Listen, Jet.
To give you mine, but it's kind of a niche voice.
Okay.
Because not a lot of people played the game, except if you're in an arcade all the time. Anybody play Crazy Taxi?
Yeah, do it.
All right. Welcome to Crazy Taxi. Want you hopping in for a ride?
I like that one. All right, now that we've entertained ourselves and everybody else at this last stage, we'll wrap it up.
Wait. Hang
Okay. What?
Hang on, Ed. I want to actually do one.
Okay.
That Spike Spiegel one was just a setup. That was just the test
Okay.
line.
All right, go for it.
Nice.
Okay, hang on.
It's
There's like
his final form.
5 seconds. Yeah. Okay. Shit. Fuck. Hang on. I should have thought about this before.
Are you impersonating Pulp Fiction?
No.
No.
Am I impersonating Pulp Fiction?
Did Pulp Fiction have its own voice per se?
The entire movie.
Okay.
The movie of Pulp Fiction. Shit. Fuck.
Shit. Fuck. Okay. All right. This is my impersonation of. What the hell was his name? That's okay. Have either of you seen Wolf's Rain?
A long time ago.
A long time ago.
In English, though?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to actually do, like, 2 lines from a conversation between Kiba and Darsha.
Okay. I'm closing my eyes. Go for it.
So, Wolf, have you come for revenge? You will not hurt Cheza! Cheza is a being that we created, the mere embodiment of a lunar flower. Why is your desire for her so desperate? I don't know who you nobles are, or what you're trying to do. To be honest, I don't give a fuck. Cheza's all that matters. She's gonna show us paradise! You damn wolf. All of this first began with your wretched breed.
That's all.
And scene. That's Matt beating off, by the way.
That was. Like I was right there watching the show.
Plus Ryuk.
Was that the voice of Spike Spiegel too? Okay.
Yeah. What the hell's his name? I don't remember.
Stephen Bloom, I think.
Stephen Bloom, that's it.
Yep.
Good old
Stephen
Stephen
Bloom,
Bloom.
Yep,
Always good in a pinch.
he is.
Also Solid Snake.
Metal Gear! Oh my god, shit, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I have an
God.
even better one.
Oh God. All
Well,
right.
we can. I would like to challenge Brian to come up with a new voice next week. I think he can do it.
I don't think so.
There you go.
We can hear some Metal Gear next week.
You do realize
Right now.
that the little time that I did any kind of voice acting work was basically just my voice.
Yeah, pretty well.
And you do realize that the years I worked with you in GameStop, I heard that wacko voice constantly, and I laughed my ass off every time. I think that's the greatest thing ever. I don't care if you come up with that.
do it.
If you,
I got the party.
if you think that's good, you see my Ace Ventura walk. All right.
Alrighty then.
No, well, I could do that, but no, the actual walk.
The walk, the spears and leg walk,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
Yep.
You remember that?
Yep, I do.
All right. Well, I'll see what I can come up with if I can come up with anything. And on that
You can also
note,
do Revolver Ocelot.
and we're closing. We're closing now. MPG podcast. Please, if you want to watch the video, you can watch it on the New Game Network site, or you can go to the Nerd Theory YouTube channel. It will be there as well. Please listen to us. Well, listen to us on anything really, but if you listen to us on iTunes, please give us a rating. Also, too, if you're listening to this or you're on the New Game Network page where this podcast is, leave questions, comments. Same thing with the YouTube page as well, and maybe you'll just get your question answered on the air.
Maybe.
I'm your
Maybe
moderator, Brian. These are my 2 hosts, Steven and Matt. It should be mentioned that Matt has decided to stay on as long as he wants to, or as long as he
By
can.
the way,
Damn it.
this is my last episode.
Okay.
I would like to bow.
And we're done. Good. I don't have to.
In fact, just edit the last half of the show. He's done.
Great. I was gonna say awesome. Now I don't have to come up with a voice. But that's it. I'm Brian, and we're out.
And I'm Liquid Snake, brother.
Wow.
And I'm Markiplier. Bye
That was
bye.
kinda- hang on. Hang on a sec. I can do better.
Hello, brother. It is I, Liquid Snake. Liquid, What are you doing here? I'm your shadow.